people that really dislike the current composition of the United States Supreme Court are going to desperate measures to try to change the justices on the court to allow, let's say, Joe Biden to pick new Supreme Court justices. But it's not going to work. Let's talk about why. Hey folks, I'm Mark Smith, host of the Four Boxes Diner, best-selling author, proud American gun owner, member of the United States Supreme Court Bar, and constitutional attorney. If you haven't subscribed to the Four Boxes Diner Second Amendment channel, please do so and show your love for the right to keep and bear arms. Okay folks, this is a real quickie one. Very interesting. We know that the current Supreme Court, as I see it, is working really hard to interpret the U.S. Constitution, including the Bill of Rights, including the Second Amendment, the way it's actually written. It's actually following the text of the Constitution and the history of the Founding Fathers as they understood what they were enacting when they enacted, for example, the Bill of Rights. But that has gotten a lot of people in America upset, and particularly, as I see it, those with sort of a left-leaning perspective. Let's talk about a couple of the ideas that have been floated. Specifically, I thought this is quite interesting. A very creative idea, mind you, something we've talked a little bit about on this channel, and that is this, that an associate dean at Seton Hall Law School in New Jersey came up with an interesting idea, which is basically to offer Supreme Court justices buyouts. So they leave the bench, allowing, presumably, President Biden the opportunity to fill those vacancies. Creative idea. Kudos to this assistant dean at Seton Hall Law School. Very smart idea. But here's the kicker. The idea, of course, is that if you offer enough money to, presumably, the conservatives on the Supreme Court, they will step aside, allowing President Biden to appoint liberal justices to the Supreme Court, so you will no longer get decisions favorable to, for example, I'm guessing, gun rights in the Second Amendment. But here's what I want to say, and this is something I think you'll find interesting. The current Supreme Court justices, before they became justices, were already prominent, prestigious lawyers or jurists. What I mean by that is the justices, in particular the conservative justices, already had elite legal credentials. These justices on the conservative side and also on the liberal side, but in particular because I think we're talking about really, conservative justices leaving the bench, according to some of these ideas, they already could make really as much money as they want given their legal credentials. So just to give you a little bit of perspective here, today, it's my understanding that a law clerk who is just a couple years out of law school, who's clerk for the United States Supreme Court, is really angling and likely to receive bonuses, a signing bonus, mind you, this is not salary, a signing bonus in the neighborhood of $450,000. That's for a Supreme Court clerk. That's how high-end, Supreme Court litigation can be when it comes to financial payment and financial remuneration. Supreme Court litigators, big-time Supreme Court litigator types, are probably charging somewhere in the order of magnitude between $1,500 an hour to upwards of $2,000 an hour. That's about where Supreme Court litigators generally are. So we're talking about huge money when it comes to these people with elite academic credentials. They've gone to the top 5 or 6 law schools in America. They've clerked for federal judges. They've had esteemed, prestigious careers with big cases, and they've demonstrated that they're really smart and very top-end lawyers. Of course, this is very elite. Most lawyers don't qualify for these kinds of things, but the people on the Supreme Court have got to that point in their career, and that's a reason why they got selected for the Supreme Court. And I should mention the reason why this is important is to understand that really, if these justices wanted to have made big money, they wanted to drive the fancy cars and have the mansions and all that, they already could have done so because they were already at the top of the legal profession, and for whatever personal or professional reason they chose, they decided to go a different path and become judges and become Supreme Court judges. Maybe they like the prestige, maybe they like the work, maybe they just enjoyed the process. Maybe they had a call to public service. Whatever it is, the Supreme Court justices, as I see it, have already made a choice to bypass the big dollars to serve as Supreme Court justices. So any suggestion or idea of let's try to buy out or buy off the justices with financial remuneration and compensation is not going to work, is my guess. Because again, if money is what motivated the Supreme Court justices, they would already have taken it. They would have gone down a different path and been private attorneys and not ultimately Supreme Court justices. I hope you learned a little bit something here today about the Supreme Court. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And we'll see you again here at the Four Boxes Diner.
Orders up. Table 2A.